Hi, it's Tom from Augment. I'm just going to be doing a quick video today to show how to connect up USB and Bluetooth to our AugTronic ECU. So I've just got an AugTronic ECU on the test bench here with a Bluetooth and breakout box on there. So the first thing I always check with these is just that these ribbon cables are connected properly. So there's two connectors there. Just make sure they're seated. Sometimes they can get knocked out when you put the case on or fall out during transport. They're pretty well seated, they don't usually come out, but it's a good thing to check if you haven't checked it already. So the box has got two ways of connecting. One is via the USB port and one is via a Bluetooth chip inside. And one important thing to note is there's like a little switch, I don't know if you can see it there, just here, and that selects between USB and Bluetooth. If the switch is in the wrong position, you won't be able to connect 3D Tuner. It basically swaps over the serial lines between the USB and the Bluetooth. Currently, if you look at it from the angle I'm looking at, it's to the right, so it's selected for Bluetooth. So we're going to start and just do connection via Bluetooth, and then we'll swap over and do USB. So it's got a Windows 10 laptop here. The first thing I'm going to connect up is I'm just going to open up Device Manager. I'm going to hit View and I'm going to click Show Hidden Devices, and then we'll just go down to where it says Ports, COM and LPT. So sometimes, particularly if you've been connecting multiple devices, you can end up with a load of COM ports in here. So I've got a few kind of leftover COM ports. So what I'm going to actually do is uninstall these. If you've got dedicated COM ports for other things, then you probably don't want to do this, but if you don't have anything else connected, I would just install them and it kind of resets everything. Just uninstall those and then you'll basically get an empty list. So now if you click on, well actually it's disappeared, so now there's just no stored COM ports. So yeah, we're good to go. I'm going to leave this open because it's useful. I'm just using a little TP-Link USB Bluetooth device because the integrated Bluetooth wasn't very good on this. And on this version of Windows 10, there's a little Bluetooth icon. You can right click and click Add a Bluetooth device. So we'll just do that. And then we'll get the Add Bluetooth menu. So just click Add Bluetooth and click Bluetooth. And then you've got to wait, and if the device is powered up, so just check you've got a green light inside the box. Make sure you've got power to the ECU. Unless you've got power, you're not going to see anything. Now you'll be able to see we've got AugTronic here, and it asks us for a pin, and that pin is 1804 in this case. So we're just going to connect to that. Doesn't usually take very long, so we'll just wait till that's done, and then we should have, usually there's two COM ports. One's the actual communications COM port, and one I think is a setup COM port. But 3D Tuner will auto try the available COM ports. So we're just going to wait for that to pair. Right, and then it's just ready. So that's paired up. So we just hit done. We can close the Bluetooth menu down now. Sometimes if you're having trouble, it's worth power cycling the laptop at this point, or power cycling the ECU. Just sometimes helps clear any issues. So we can see we've got 3 COM ports come up now. I'm not actually sure why we've got 3 in this instance, but usually it's 2. But those COM ports are ready now, so I'm just going to start 3D Tuner up now. So what should happen now is 3D Tuner will search for all the ECUs on all the available COM ports, and in this case it's found the ECU straight away and connected to it. If you click Help and About, you can get a bit more information. So it tells you what COM port it's connected on, so it's COM5. Tells you the serial transfer rate, which in this case is about 10 Hertz, and a bunch of other stuff about the EEPROM and the connected ECU, so you can see the ECU firmware version. One other way to tell it's connected is that this little icon here should be flashing, and all these data values were changing, so manifold pressures changing, I can just alter that and it will change the value. That's just because this ECU is just running on a little simulation rig. So yeah, that's basically it. You can, if you get the comms window up, if you hit window at the top here, communications, you'll get this little window here, and you can select a COM port, but you shouldn't need to. So yeah, that's basically it for setting up Bluetooth. Again, if you're having problems, just try resetting everything, power it on and power it off again, and make sure that switch is in the right position. And you should have no trouble. Sometimes, you know, integrated Bluetooth chips in laptops aren't very good. I had some trouble with this laptop, so I bought a little TP-Link USB Bluetooth, which has been very good, and the range is actually better, and I get better transfer rates, so that's also helped solve some problems for me in the past. So right now we're just going to quit out. I'm going to leave those Bluetooth pairings there, but what I'm going to basically do now is I'm just going to swap that switch over. Best get like a small screwdriver, or in this case I'm just using the end of a pen just to flick it over, and then we'll get a USB cable, which I've got here. So it's a just like an older style USB connection, like you'd get on like a PlayStation 3 or something like that. So what you've got to do is connect that in there, and connect that to a port on your laptop. And then we should see that we get a new COM port in the COM ports window. So now we've got a USB serial port COM6. So again, once that appears, and you can really check if it's the right device. If I unplug that, so I've now unplugged that USB, that will disappear from the COM port menu. Well, actually, it's because I've got show hidden devices on, it's showing it, but that's grayed out. So if I plug it back in again, it'll refresh. If I just go down again, we've got the USB serial port COM6, but it's not grayed out. It's sort of a darker color. Some older versions of Windows, for some reason, they don't find the driver for this chip. But if you go on to our website, at augmentautomotive.co.uk, you can download the driver and try and install that. So if you just go to the support here, and you'll find a bunch of manuals, but you should also find further down the USB breakout driver, which is here just under software. And yeah, if you need help with that, you can just email us, but that should allow you to install the drivers if it doesn't install them automatically. So I find most of the time now on Windows 10 it just installs them automatically, so I don't really have any trouble with that, but if you've got an older version of Windows you may. So anyway, now that we've got that USB serial port, we're just going to open up 3D Tuner again. And again, it should just search, and again it's just found that serial port and it's connecting. We do actually tend to get a faster data rate, so we've got nearly 20 Hertz logging on USB. So that's one of the advantages of actually using USB, is it can be a bit quicker, so you're just capturing data at a faster rate, which can be good for certain types of diagnostic. So yeah, that's the basic process for setting up the two different connections. And in terms of just troubleshooting, again, deleting old COM ports through Device Manager and installing them is helpful. And sometimes just a reboot of the machine and the power cycle of the ECU will also fix a lot of problems. So there you go, hopefully that's useful, and you know, you can always drop us an email if you've got trouble. Anyway, thanks for watching.